So what do you think? Do you think the sisters might be right? You think maybe Mrs. Quimby is going to have a baby? Well, let's keep going. Let's find out. Ramona wandered into the living room, where her mother was lying on the couch watching the evening news on TV, with the sound turned so low that it would not disturb her husband, who was studying at the dining room table. Ramona knew she was not supposed to interrupt when he was studying, but this time she decided he wasn't really working, just doodling on a piece of scratch paper, with a worried look on his face. She slipped her head up between his ribs and arm. "Hi," said her father, as if Ramona had brought his thoughts back to the dining room. "Hi," answered Ramona as her father quickly turned over his page of doodles, but not before she had a glimpse of dollar signs and babies, doodles that must mean he was thinking about a baby. "You have me to be your little girl," Ramona reminded her father. Her father rubbed his chin against the top of Ramona's head. "That's right, and I'm mighty glad I do." "Well, then you wouldn't want another little girl, would you?" Ramona had to find out. "Oh, I don't know," said Mr. Quimby. "I like little girls." All right, Chapter 3, Being Good. On Monday, Howie looked troubled when Ramona hopped off the school bus and turned toward her house instead of his. "Well, so long, Ramona," he said. "See you tomorrow." "Have fun with your uncle," said Ramona, and walked down Klickitat Street to the Quimby house, where she found the hidden key, let herself in the back door, washed her hands, ate an apple, put the core into the garbage, changed from school clothes into old jeans and a t-shirt, and sat down on the couch to read. She felt very grown up and very good. How peaceful the Quimby house was compared to the Kemp house, where the television set was always on, and Willa Jean hopped around yelling and insisting that Ramona play with her. Being good wasn't going to be so hard after all. Beezus came home a short time later. The sisters greeted one another with unusual courtesy, so determined were they to be good. Beezus took an apple into her room, where she settled down to do her homework. Picky Picky meowed to be let out of the basement. "Ramona, will you please let the cat out?" Ordinarily, Beezus would have shouted, "Can't you hear Picky Picky? Let him out!" Another time, Ramona would have shouted back, "Let him out yourself. He's more your cat than mine. I wasn't even born when we got him." But today she said, "Sure, Beezus," as she opened the basement door. Picky Picky immediately went to his dish to see if someone had surprised him with a choice tidbit. Ramona returned to her book. Picky Picky, finding only leftover Puss-Putty cat food, strolled out of the kitchen and went to the couch, where he waggled his rear end as if he were about to jump up beside Ramona. The effort was too great for his old age. Ramona, who was always pleased to receive attention from the cat, lifted him gently. He curled up beside her and purred, as if his purring machinery had grown rusty and was wearing out. Of course, the girls' parents, when they came home, were delighted to see what well-behaved daughters they had. The girls looked closely at their mother's waistline to see if she had gained weight since breakfast. Tuesday afternoon was much the same as Monday. Beezus talked a long time on the telephone to a friend Ramona did not know. The conversation was about who said what to a new boy at school, and what was printed on someone's t-shirt, and how some girl had seen some boy looking at Beezus because Beezus said, "Do you think he looked at me, really?" And on and on. When the conversation, uninteresting to Ramona, finally ended, Beezus went into the bathroom and scrubbed her face with medicated soap. "What good girls we have," said Mrs. Quimby, when she returned from work, with her waistline no larger than it had been the day before. However, she did look tired, and on the way home had bought a pizza for dinner. Since pizzas were an extravagance in the Quimby household, this meant she was too tired to cook dinner. Okay, we'll continue tomorrow. So far, so good with them staying home alone. See you tomorrow.